Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff. So we're playing Historic Henge today, and I'm really liking this deck. For the main reason why is because it completely destroys the number one deck in Historic right now, which is Gruul Aggro. I say that and now I'm probably going to lose to it, just watch. But I faced up against this when I was playing my Gruul Aggro deck because that's what I've been using to rank up. Almost to Mythic right now, so close. But this deck I feel like just is really good in the metagame. And there's certain types of decks that I really like to build where it's like, okay, there's the basic metagame. I try to stay away from those from the videos that I give to you guys. And then there's like really janky decks. And then there's these types of decks where it's just like it is the perfect deck that fits the metagame right now. It's the deck that somehow is right in the in-between slot of what else, everything else is going on. And so this deck is really powerful because first off, the Gruul Aggro decks are really insane. And the best cards for them is just the really big, beefy, mid-range type of cards like Left-Struck Beast. And in fact, I usually sideboard a couple of these in my Gruul Aggro deck because Left-Struck Beast is so good against the Gruul Aggro deck, just as a big blocker. A 5/5 beats all the 4/4 type of things that they have. You trade off pretty well in this deck. You have lots of ways just to slow them down. And then we have a lot of ways to also beat the Fill of the Dead deck with Still Leaf Champion and Questing Beast not being able to be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, which is a really big deal when they're making a bunch of 2-power zombies. So basically what we're trying to do with this deck is just be really aggressive, try to get out our Great Henge as quick as possible. We're splashing black in this for Rotting Regisaur. I initially had more copies of this, decided to cut a few more of them to fill out our two-drop slot a little bit better with Growth Chamber Guardian, which works really good with Great Henge because then you end up drawing 2 cards with it. You're going to make sure that you're filling out those creatures so you can just lay out a huge board. Really good against the Gruul Aggro deck. It's the Fill the Dead deck is still pretty difficult. I have Maelstrom Pulse here in the main board. In the sideboard, however, I have a bunch more copies of stuff, and so I'm going to be playing this one best of 1 for the video, but I have been playing it more best of 3 when I'm actually just playing it myself. So if you guys want to see the full deck list, it's down in the description below, as always. So Legion's End, really good against the zombie tokens and more Maelstrom Pulses. So I'm not going to be playing those in the main board because even though Legion's End is actually pretty good even against Gruul Aggro, there's other decks that just isn't very good against. I'm also running 2 Shifting Ceratops in the main board and 1 Carnage Tyrant, just because Carnage Tyrant is one of my favorite cards, so I had to throw it in there somewhere. But overall, I think this deck is really powerful. It's really aggressive, as well as it fits, like I said, the kind of the wedge of the metagame right now. And so let's go ahead and take it into the gameplay, see how it goes for us, and if I can get a few wins with this, I might even get to Mythic in this video. Let's do it. This is the kind of hand I like to see. All right, turn 2 Still Leaf Champion. All of our 5-power things will give us a 4-mana Great Henge. So if we happen to get that on turn 4, it might be better to go Questing Beast first and then bring this in later. But typically playing up Great Henge is just the best thing you can do because all the card advantage, all the life gain, really powerful. At the same time though, being able to smash him with big things really quickly, pretty good too. All right, let's go ahead and see if we actually get to play against this guy because he's taking forever deciding if he wants to mulligan or not. Makes this whole talking to you guys thing throughout the beginning of this a little bit awkward. Gonna keep it. Sorry guys. So I've been staying up really late. Actually, tonight I stayed up late with my wife. We were watching Zoe's extraordinary playlist on NBC.com, which is totally free there. No like sponsorship or anything like that, but it's so good. If you guys like musicals at all, it's not really a musical thing, it's more of like just a kind of funny version of it, but I've always been a big fan of musicals, that kind of stuff. Anyway, this one really good, really solid. You guys will like it. All right, get out Still Leaf Champion, pass the turn. So it looks like we are up against the Bant control deck, which, okay, this is the Fill the Dead version, which Still Leaf Champion very good against this deck. Questing Beast also really good. In fact, I think I'm going to go more aggro versus getting out the card draw because we actually have all the cards that we want against this. So let's ride that out as long as we can. Get the damage in, down to 11, pass the turn. Teferi. That's cool, that's cool.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Bounces Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah, that makes sense.
I am not making this up as I go.
Maelstrom Pulse, I mean, we get to kill Teferi anyway with Questing Beast, right? So we just play out Teferi again. I mean, we play out Still Leaf Champion again. Swing in. Yeah. So we have lethal next turn unless they have the board wipe. or Golos, which we do have an answer for Golos. So we're in pretty good shape right now. Shout out to this guy. Okay, they have the board wipe. Boo hiss. This is the one issue with this deck. The matchup here is that we want to run out all of our best things right away, but then things like that happen, and now we're in a lot of trouble. So, Growth Chamber Guardian, or I'm going to play out one Love Struck Beast. I could go for Rotting Regisaur, but guaranteed they're going to have... Actually, okay, Rotting Regisaur, pass the turn. I'm going to say guaranteed that they have a way to block with zombies. But we had the Maelstrom Pulse, so I figured that we were going to be okay. They totally whiffed on Elvish Rejuvenated, though. Ooh. Oh, rats. Okay. Rotting Regisaur, we discard... Let's drop Growth Chamber Guardian. We really need to hit the mana to get to Great Henge and stuff like that. So, Great Henge. I think we're just swinging in with this Rotting Regisaur. We'd love for it to be blocked by the Elvish Rejuvenator instead of the zombie. Let's go ahead and swing in first. And we're basically trying to get them low enough that we can win with a Questing Beast soon. They block with the zombie. Boo hiss. They get another one soon. Alrighty then. Let's go Paradise Druid. Trying to hit a land here. Pelt Collector. If we can get Pelt Collector big enough, it can also have Trample. Which with Questing Beast, that might be big enough. We already have some ramp here. All right, I'm going to try to hit another land. I think I'm going to go for Pelt Collector first. It becomes a 2/2 with a counter. Ah, bummer. All right, pass the turn. If we had hit land, Llanowar Elves, we had a pretty good chance of hitting enough things to potentially get it big enough to swing in with everything next turn. Okay, discarding... I think Paradise Druid here. Paradise Druid did come in. The issue is that it gets a counter after it comes in. And we win with the Maelstrom Pulse. A board wipe really hurts us here. Fable Passage is also going to be a little bit annoying. Let's go Questing Beast. Board wipe is going to be rough. We should be able to continuously rebuild our board, though. And so we're going to hold on to the Maelstrom Pulse for later, I think. Swing in... I think with everything. They have to block here. They get to create another one. They have to block here. They can't block there. So then they block... I guess we lose Paradise Druid. Alright, we'll swing like that. They might double block the Pelt Collector. They don't go for the People Passage before it blocks. Okay. Take the 5 down to 2. Down to 2. This creates another 2-drop. Nothing wrong with Growth Chamber Guardian. We draw 2 cards here. So I guess that's the better way to go. Take action. No land still. Little bit awkward. But like I said, we have a full hand. We have the Maelstrom Pulse, which we have to fire off at the right time, right? Yep, Shatter the Sky, draw more cards. All we need is 2 more points of damage. Dryad. And every time they play something that's not a zombie, makes it rough. So it's definitely the Golos version. Dryad... gonna be coming out on that most often. right, we need to create enough threats. So, which everything's a threat. So, I mean, as long as they don't have another body, Maelstrom Pulse will win it for the next turn. So let's just put bodies out in the battlefield. Llanowar Rash. Paradise Druid. Land. Growth Chamber Guardian. Take action, grab that one. So they can crack this field passage after we Maelstrom Pulse, so they'll have another blocker. Growth Spiral, that's fine. Yeah, creates another zombie, another couple. All right, so let's just make sure we have enough here. 1 blocker, 2 blockers. All is good. Okay, zombies go away. As long as this line of war, actually, they get 2 zombies here. So which means that we have to thrash. We have to thrash after we attack. So attack in. They create 2 zombies. We can't let them go to block phase. So try to hold control here. Resolve 1. Cancel. Crash and target their thing. Okay, target creature I control. Oh, yes, yes. They only get to create 1 here. So it's already game. They only get 1 more blocker. Take off full control. Okay. Yeah, block, block. 3 damage comes through. Good game. Okay, sorry, guys. Did I mention it's 2 a.m.? Just in case you didn't know. All right, I'm not playing best of 3, so I'm only going up by 1 each turn, but Diamond Tier 1, let's see if we can get to most of the way there. I usually play 5 games in this, but if they're going to go quick like that, we might play a few more. Okay, feeling good, feeling great. And this is a sweet hand. I'll keep it, yeah. Rotting Reggie. Just always a good thing to have. Good old Reggie. I love you, Reggie. Did I mention what time it is? All right, let's go for... I always like the Growth Chamber Guardian play because you can pump it. It's always like, that's good. All right, so we're up against the life gain deck, which this one is probably our hardest matchup with all this stuff going on. Attack in. I'm assuming they don't block. They might go offer the trade here, which if they do, all right, yeah. So we let it through. Pelt Collector, Paradise Druid, or Growth Chamber Guardian. We hit land, we get to do multiple things next turn. Having double Growth Chamber Guardians can be pretty cool as well. And I don't want to be trading the Thrash anytime soon. Let's go ahead and throw out the Paradise Druid, though. More ramp is going to be nice. Going a little bit wide, a little bit aggressive. I'd like to be able to play Reggie and Thrash like in a Johnny's Pride Mate or something like that. And then swing on in. A Impassioned Orator. And Sarah Ascendant. All right, not land. Give me land, please. All right, go Reggie. Grow the Collector. I don't think they're willing to trade with any of these. If they do, they might like double block the Pelt Collector. I'm trying to think of like if that's actually a bad thing here. We also get the threat side of this as well with Paradise Druid. Impassioned Orator gets really annoying. They have the Shadow Spear. Do we just do more by holding off? Okay, fine. We'll pass the turn. No attacks. If I was on their shoes, I would definitely double block the Pelt Collector. The Growth Chamber Guardian probably would get through, but I think this Pelt Collector getting bigger, especially with how big kind of stuff we have, it's a 5/5 or 6/6 later game. And we have the Thrash to deal with the first of Johnny's Pride Mate. And so we're in an okay shape to start putting pressure on in the mid to late game. Heliod. Heliod is annoying. Soup's annoying. As long as they don't hit a 1-drop here. The 1-drop would be rough. Once they start getting to like 5-drop, 5-powered things and whatnot, it's really not good. Conclave Tribunal takes what? Pelt Collector? Growth Chamber Guardian? Oh, we have plenty of those. Fool. All right, Paradise Druid goes away. Crashing Barontodon. You don't say. We get in for a massive hit. We get back our Growth Chamber Guardian. Get a swing in for 10. Hold up the Thrash for a later on swing. All right, we're doing it. Thrashing Barontodon. I'd really like to kill the Shadow Spear, but let's turn off the Heliod. Swing him in. Down to 11 past the turn. Land, that's good. No good draws. Equipping Shadow Spear to Impassioned Orator. That's not great. In fact, that's bad. But they're probably going to put the counter onto the one with the Shadow Spear. We're back to needing more lands. No blocks. Down to 17. Let's sit on to the other one. Okay, then they're going to equip the Shadow Spear. All right, we're okay. Discard a card. Growth Chamber Guardian, we get plenty of those. All right. Overgrown Tomb. So first off, get the Impassioned Orator. Growth Chamber Guardian is a little bit awkward here because if we draw the Growth Chamber Guardian, we have to discard it right away with this Rotting Reggie. All right, so that goes away. I still want to be able to have the 4 power swinging in here. Do I actually should I just swing with Paradise Druid? Swing in. We're definitely pumping the Growth Chamber Guardian. We want to get in the damage. Activate the ability. I'm actually not going to draw it here because, again, it just gets discarded. There's not really a reason to get it out of the deck. Decline. Okay, down to 7. They can't really attack with the Shadow Spear. And so now we have some really good draws, and we just hope that they get nothing. Johnny's Pride Mate still one of the better ones. The other actual Johnny would be pretty bad too. Blast Zone. And Pride Mate. What? Oh, okay then. If they fire it off on one and kill the Pelt Collector, Shadow Spear goes away. That's okay. If we could swing in and force them to die, lose all their peeps, also okay. We should be able to win the top deck war with a Rotting Reggie on the board. It's a 5/5. Swings in. Intriguing. Down to 10. That is actually bad for us. Now Pride Meat's massive. Interesting. They gain 6 life with this? Man, everything went so wrong. Like I said, this is one of the harder matchups, and it would be much better if we could actually draw well. Like having a Great Henge would be sweet. I'm not sure if we can win from here. We really need them to trade off with the Rotting Regisaur. The issue is if we just swing with the Rotting Regisaur, if I was them, I would just swing in afterwards and be just fine. So no attacks. We have to hope that they don't hit a creature here to trigger the life gain. If they hit nothing, we have a better shot of hitting something first, maybe. Questing Beast would be pretty good. Blast Zone kills the Shadow Spear. Ooh, sweet. Okay, we're all about that. Do they have another one? Yeah, Shadow Spear being gone is huge. Oops, all right. Shame Scoop. Do it. I believe in you. Do the shame. All right, they have life gain. And protection. Swing in with that Pride Might. Oh, Pelt Collector. That's a bunch of poop. Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble now. With the protection, all they have to do basically is wait for Pride Might to get big enough. And then, in fact, next turn they probably just gain enough life to make him massive enough that it won't matter. No attacks though, because they can still block really well against us. I think we needed things to go right a lot earlier. Man, and Shadow Spear. That's bad. Now if we block, they get to kill 2 things. I guess we can hope for like Maelstrom Pulse, which also they get protection from. I don't think we have a single draw that really helps us here. And now that we didn't block this turn, yeah, it's game. I'm gonna go ahead and concede this one. There's really nothing that we could do from that point. They just had, if they didn't hit a Johnny's Pride Mate on that turn, and I said that that was what's the worst draw for us, and they just happened to hit it, got it big enough before we could swing in and win. I think pretty much any other card that they had drawn, we would have been able to put enough pressure to win there, but that's just my luck. Ooh, sweet hand. No 2-drop, but we have the Lustruck Beast. We'll keep it. Now we have the 2-drops, so now we lead Pelt Collector. Don't get shocked. I believe in you. They seriously have the shock? That's cool, that's cool. So, I've not seen many of the... I don't think I really care about swinging with Lustruck Beast in this situation. So we're probably just going to play him out fairly. We'll lead with Steely Champion first. Lava Coil! Alright, they're going to wish that they had held on to that. Down to 18. Just fine. Just fine. Still leave champion. Land off the top because it's great henge, and we shouldn't be able to lose from that point. Shouldn't. We'll see. Lava coil number 2. Sorry if that was like really loud. Alright, questing beast. Can't lava coil that. Fool. We're only down to 16. They have three cards left in hand. Like, this is actually not a terrible place to be. Oh, this is so terrible place to be now. Oh, this is really not good. Alright, we need to get out our Lanny War. I think the Great Henge is what we've got to be doing here. Heart's Desire. Pass the turn, no attacks. If we can be gaining the 2 life every turn, like, we only lose 2. Seriously? Okay, and now we need Thrash. Okay, Great Henge. Paradise Druid. Land. Oh man, does so much damage every turn. Like, we may actually have to go aggressive. Then Torbrand gets to swing in just fine. Dire Fleet Daredevil gets to swing in just fine. We have to stay back and block. I feel like this deck should be favorable against the decks we're running up against most of the time. They just have had insane draws against us. Which, I mean, a lot of the stuff that's good against Gruul aggro is pretty good against us. But most of the time, this would be what you'd be doing. Firefleet Daredevil. Okay. Well, Questing Beast seems pretty good here. Opponent's in good game. Oh, we weren't able to gain life. Right. All right. So Rekindling Phoenix does win us the game here. Does win them the game. Yeah, we weren't able to gain the 2 life. Hate conceding to a guy that we dropped down in rank. Oh no. That's really bad. One thing is we keep hitting like really sweet hands with this deck, but we keep running up against the decks that just hit every single card that's bad for us. Search for his Kanta. Yep. Oh, cancel. I was totally holding Woodland Cemetery, but it moved over because of that thing. Swing in, pass the turn. Nice thing about Growth Chamber Guardian is I'm actually not going to push out anything else here because we get 2 more cards, or 2 more points of damage on the battlefield. We're running Deafening Clarions, so this is like Jeskai Fires, perhaps. Thrashing Brontodon could eventually kill this, maybe. If it is a Fires deck, maybe that's better. I'd like to go Pelt Collector, Growth Chamber Guardian, and then play that later.
You show remorse.
Dude.
I'll show respect. Don't make I'll protect you.
This deck has not been working well for us right now. I'm a little bit frustrated. Go Still Leaf Champion. We're going to try to close this out quick. Jocks it in, fires. Narset.
I've got it.
Meditate and prepare.
Drawn from Dreams. All right, that we can work with. All right, swing in. I'm actually going to try to put as much damage face as possible. And hopefully we'll hit to 5 lands so we can swing in with the Shifting Ceratops after a board wipe or something. So right now, let's go. We have Lethal. I want to put Lethal on the board. So Pellet Collector, Growth Chamber Guardian. we do technically have a chance for a lethal now. So if they don't find the board wipe, we have it. If they do, we still have enough big stuff to swing in. All right, they have the board wipe. Still no lands. Intriguing. We're running 22, but that's because we're running technically 8 plus 3, 11 ramp spells kind of in our deck. If you count the Great Henge as a ramp spell, which I think with the way that we're playing this, being able to get to 3, like turn 3 big things is pretty easy. Oh my goodness gracious. So we can play out Love Struck Beast, play out the 1/1 and swing in for 5. The Fairy probably bounces it back. Or they may not because it is just a 5/5. Again, we don't have to do anything besides hit the Shifting Ceratops. If they have Kenrith here, though, I'm gonna be so angry. Fave Wishes goes and grabs the Kenrith. That'd be a good thing to have in the sideboard, I'd say. At least one copy. Or Nicol Bolas. That's also pretty good. All right, guys. I think things are going terribly for us. We have no way of coming back from that one. Manku 97. We're going to keep this. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but the 2 decks I said that this deck was built around to try to beat, we've not run up against one of them yet. Just saying. It's a little bit awkward. I've also been playing a lot more best of 3 rather than best of 1, and so this deck is built more for the best of 3 side of things. Paradise Druid will be pretty nice here. Maelstrom Pulse can be pretty good against this deck if they have like multiple Runaway Steamkins. Any other good thing that they typically have 2 or 3 of at some point. No blocks, we'll take it. Probably light up the stages here. Robber of the Rich. Well, I think Rotting Registrar is also not bad here. Don't you please, please tell me, tell me. Rotting Reggie. Don't shock that. Don't you dare. Okay, we have a really good blocker. I'm not probably going to block these Lava Runners. The Maelstrom Pulse, as long as we're hitting 2 things with it, very good for us. Robber of the Rich. Swings in. We will block the Robber. Nothing else here. Wizard's Lightning. Okay. Double Wizard's Lightning. Okay. That's fair. We get to clear their board, though. Growth Chamber Guardian. Get in for 1. All right, that's a pretty good place to be against mono red. 2 cards left in hand. All right, there we go. Man, I feel like we have to see. This deck is pretty good against a lot of the stuff out there, even though you've seen the bad side of it. I feel like most of the time we're gonna have more games like that. We only have the 1 Maelstrom Pulse. Maybe we need more removal in the deck. Like in the main board. Again, I play this more best of 3 and not best of 1, and so what things need to be in the best of 1 side of the deck might change up a little bit. Like I probably would bring in 2 copies of Maelstrom Pulse. Legion's End, or yeah, the one that gets Charismatic has 2 or less, surprisingly hits a lot of stuff, and being able to know what's in the hand helps a lot to know if you need to throw out like a Thrashing Brontodon to be able to kill the Embercleaves on that turn. Up against Manco again. All right, here we go. Replay mode. Keep this. Hello, good sir. So shock in the Llanowar Elves. We're gonna shock ourselves to get something out, right? It's gotta be Llanowar. Steely Champion seems sweet. I'd love to start growing the Pelt Collector. No shock. That's a good sign. We could just Pelt Collector, Paradise Druid, start growing it. But Steely Champion seems really powerful. They're going to have the Lava Quails, though. I just know it. But if they don't, going really aggressive might not be a bad play either. All right, we're gonna go the go wide plan. In ramp. Shocks the Pelt Collector. I'm actually fine with that. Pelt Collector, I think, gets way more attention than it deserves at times. Lava Runner. Alright, Pelt Collector. Number dose. I mean, it is good. It's not like it's bad or anything. Silly Champion. Don't shock our Paradise Druid. Again, Pelt Collector gets hit. Pelt Collector, the Paradise Druid is basically a land at this point. Pyromancer. They swing in there, the Wizard Lightning. No swings. Attack in. Down to 15. I don't want to shock myself. Yeah, I'd rather keep Paradise Druid. Let's play out the Growth Chamber Guardian. And pass the turn. Okay, there we go. Opponent scoops it up. Yep. See, this is what this deck is supposed to do against the more aggressive decks. Well, we didn't get to Mythic, but we were able to get back to Diamond Tier 1. Yes! We won 3, lost 3, and we won twice against the decks that kind of beat us earlier. So let's go ahead and run into the wrap up with this one, and I'll actually show you guys my record with this one. It's not been amazing earlier. Okay, actually, I haven't played it. This is only the traditional matches. Okay, this isn't. No, it does have it. I thought I had played more of this, but maybe because I changed it up, it doesn't have as much there. But overall, I think the deck is pretty good. If you guys liked it, please like and subscribe to the channel, first off. And let me know down in the comments below if you guys would make any changes to it, if you think this would work, how you guys would change up the best of one deck here. It's probably dropping a Carnage Tyrant for another Maelstrom Pulse. That would probably fit. That'd probably work pretty well. And honestly, that's probably the only change it really needs. But overall, again, I like it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.